Okay, so I had to go live a little quicker because I got about 200 miles until I hit Interstate 70. And then once I get onto 70 into Colorado, the internet is kind of sparse. So I'm on 15 right now going into Salt Lake City. But you don't go all the way to Salt Lake City. You hit Interstate 70. Interstate 70 stops right here, but it goes all the way to the West Coast, East Coast. So I I'm going to give you my little uh, synopsis of my trip so far. I was going to go to Vegas, or I was going to go to LA today, and I just could not make my mind up. I wanted to go to Vegas or to LA. I wanted to go to two stores. I just did not have it in me to go there, and uh, so I just said I was going to go to Pegasus Hobbies, and I called them, well, they were closed today. And so if I went yesterday, that means that I would be another day behind. And I really wanted to get back early this week. You know what I'm saying? So I'm driving north on 15, and that's going to hit Interstate 70 because literally 70 ends right at 15. No, you know what's funny too? Can I tell you some funny things? So I come into the United States, all right, and my son Daniel says, Dad, we're not America. We are a Roman citizen, basically. I'm a Roman citizen, basically. Okay. So I come into the United States, and this is a beautiful view. Oh my gosh. I wish I could show you what this view is. That's not good enough. So I get into the United States. A guy looks at my passport, says, "Do you have any cash?" I go, "No." They didn't check my luggage at all. Okay. Zero. They didn't check anything in my luggage. I've got coffee from Mexico. I've got a ton of stuff in my suitcase. And they didn't even check it. And it says U.S. Border Immigration Enforcement. What are you talking about? You guys can care less about the border. And that's what's sad about it is that my daughter-in-law, Jessie, can't come into the country, but they allow, now they're finding out that Chinese nationals are crossing our southern border. Does that make anybody alarmed that you have Chinese nationalists crossing our southern border? Does anybody think that's odd? I don't have anything in my key. I have about 2 pounds of coffee. I got about 2 pounds of coffee. And Daniel says that it's grown right there in Culipe. So I guess the show Ryan did yesterday went really well. I guess they were very happy. Um, so that was exciting. I didn't realize, but they did a good job. Matt Henry did a good job, and Ryan did a good job, and Adam did a good job. Adam had a lot of fun. Everybody had a lot of fun doing the show, which I was excited about. Yesterday, I was at the pyramids in Mexico. Giant, man. You don't want me to go into a rant on these pyramids. You really don't, because you will not like it. Okay. It is unbelievable. They probably do. They probably are X-raying the luggage, and I don't even know it. You know what's really sad? Oh, there are so many things that number one, we've lost our automobile. There are so many cars available in Mexico that if they were available in the United States, they would sell millions of copies of these things. The problem with the car industry right now is nobody can afford the cars. $50,000 for a truck? How many people can really afford a $50,000 truck? Now, I guess Adam did, but that's a lot of money for one vehicle. There are so many things to talk about. I don't know where to begin. I literally don't know where to begin. Problem is, I can't read all these comments. I know they're wanting $80,000 trucks. Nobody's buying them. I was watching a video yesterday or day before yesterday about Chevrolet. A lot of these dealerships have got these trucks for $89,000, and they can't sell them right now, especially the electric ones. Nobody wants to buy the electric ones. They got this one really cool. It reminded me almost of the Subaru Brat. It was a mini truck with almost like an El Camino Mini, an El Camino but shrunk like into a little sedan, little pickup truck. Oh man, that thing would sell like crazy in the U.S. They don't charge in the cold. Yeah, they don't charge in the electric cars. Yes. Yeah, the electric cars are a big joke anyway. I don't even want to go there. Mexico is beautiful. If you have a chance to go to Mexico, go to Mexico. Make sure you take you a good translator app. Download a good app. It is so wonderful there. Americans are pricing themselves out of an automobile. The automobile makers. There are so many subcompacts in Mexico. It's ridiculous, and not one of those cars are available in the U.S. You know what it is? The American automobiles. Oh, we can't make any money on those. What do you mean you can't make any money on it? You make enough of them. You make them for $100, 5,000 a piece. Charge 10,000. You've doubled your money. Now I think the automobile industry. I think they've all gone whacked out. All this diversity garbage. Walmart.com. And it's funny. I went to this mall yesterday and they've got this, because the Daniel's trying to call me. It's raining. Father, have I done a good job, raising my kids? And you know, I, I think I had the best time with my son Daniel than I've ever had in my past, ever. I had an absolutely. I didn't want to leave, honestly. I love his wife. His wife is so sweet. And my little grandson Mackie, I nicknamed him Mackie, Macky, and now she's calling him Mackie. Got Daniel all upset. Mexico is so beautiful. It is so beautiful down in Mexico. It's amazing. Now, Mexico City, it's really funny. So, on the side of these hills, they literally have apartments, and they're all made out of concrete. Everything's made out of concrete, okay? And they're really cool. You've seen what you go look at the one I showed about Daniel's house. All solid concrete, reinforced concrete, okay? And they all have the same washboard. They same have this wash where all the water goes into, and that water, most of their water, and they have these giant 55-gallon drums that are on top of all their buildings, and that's basically their potable water. They use that for showers, toilets, um, washing dishes, and washing clothes. Your drinking water, then they have trucks that go through the town and deliver water in 5-gallon containers, and that's where they get all their drinking water, like for cooking and for drinking. It's all bottled water. And then, so in Mexico City, you've got this mountain, and then half the mountain, all the way up to like 3/4 of it, is all these houses built on top of it. It is so amazing. And then they got trams that are going into the mountain so that people can take trams to go down into the city. It's really kind of amazing, actually. Okay, so this guy, I pass this guy, and then he speeds up. All right, the guy next to me, he sped up when I passed him. Okay, I'm doing 78, so I'm going to do 79 to see if I can pull ahead of him and see what he does. Yep, so he speeds up too. I think it's funny, actually. Well, I'm pulling a little ahead of him. A lot of rain. So we're going up 15 from Las Vegas. 15 goes all the way north to Salt Lake City. But Interstate 70 ends right at 15. So Interstate 70 will go all the way across the country, all the way to the East Coast, and end in the East Coast over by, I think it's Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. I think 70 ends in Philadelphia, if I'm not mistaken. I think it does. So I'm going to hit 70 and hit Grand Junction. I'm going to my sister's that lives in Grand Junction, Colorado. So I'm going to spend the night at her house tonight. I was going to go to LA, but I didn't have it in me. I literally did. I sat for 20 minutes in my car thinking, should I go to LA or should I go home? And I even said, God, what do I do? What do I do? I wanted to go, but I didn't have it in me. I've been nonstop. Now, granted, I had a lot of fun in Mexico. I I uh, I basically lassoed bulls. I helped Yeah, you're right. I think at the turnpike. Yeah, you are right at the turnpike, guys. Well, I don't think I'm going to have a good signal to continue my live stream. I just wanted to let everybody know that I'm back. I'll be doing one tomorrow when I come out of Denver. So I'll be doing a live stream tomorrow. Ryan should have that up for tomorrow. I'll keep this on a little bit longer to see if I still have a signal, but if it keeps cutting off, I know people don't like watching when it keeps cutting off. We had two good shows. The ASD show was a pretty good show, and then um, the diecast convention was pretty awesome. That we got a lot of sales from. Really good show. Oh, yeah. Daniel said that when I get home, when I start eating regular foods, my stomach would get all knotted up. Well, I tell you, that's the truth. But it is a very interesting community, a very interesting country. Mexico is. We were in Mexico City. We were in probably the most expensive mall you can imagine. It's got stores that I've never heard of. Um, I always thought there were a lot of American department, or man, there were stores that I never heard of in Mexico City. That mall was packed. I mean, it was 5 stories. Okay, it had every. Now there were some empty stores, but you didn't really. They had it all decked out, so you wouldn't know what was empty or not, or coming soon signs. But they had a Sears there that was packed full of product. I'm thinking, boy, that Sears in Mexico must be doing good because the guy in America, I can't think of the guy's name, but he basically bankrupt Sears, sold off all the major components, Die Hard, um, Craftsman Tools, Kenmore. He sold all the things that were worth money, and Sears just kind of was broken into little pieces. It's really sad, actually. Greed. That's what it is. Greed. He just wanted money. He could care less about the brand, all the jobs that were lost. That's amazing. Oh well. Anyway, so Mexico, man, and then all the little towns and everything. It's what's funny about it is they all have the same type of buildings. You basically have, if you got land in Mexico, the government will build you absolutely free a 1 room, basically, house. It'll have a cistern, it'll have a wash basin and a wash tub or a wash basin for all the potable water. Okay. And they'll give that to you free. I think it's a 15 by 15, I think. They'll build that. If you have land, they'll build that to you free, absolutely free. Then what other people do, like for example, Daniel's friend Efren. See, Efren worked in America for 20 years. Okay, so all the money that he made in America, and Daniel said he just ate beans. He saved every dime Efren did, so that when he came home, he would live because basically Daniel's living on $500 a month. That's basically 100 pesos is $5. Basically, 100 pesos is about $5, and you can get 5 or 6 meals on 100 pesos in Calipa. All right, Like, for example, a pop is like 56 pesos. So you kind of figure the numbers, or 42 pesos. I think it's 42 pesos. Some ways the prices are the same, but other ways it is a complete different pricing. Yeah, 500 pesos goes a long way. Um, Basically, Daniel is renting that house of his for 1,000 pesos. I think he said 1,000 pesos. Yeah, 1,000 pesos. That's $50. 1,000 pesos is $50. I mean, pretty good actually. See, what's funny about it? I asked Dan. I said, there's not a lot of camping. There's not a lot of camping in Mexico because everybody lives like you're camping. And Americans, we then want to go out and camp because we want to camp. I mean, this was cut right through here. This is amazing. Wow. I always love coming this road. This is so pretty through here. I don't know how they cut this, but man, they sure cut this thing. I don't know how much longer I can be live, guys. So you're gonna have to enjoy the get of this. Well, I think I'm gonna lose all my viewers. I'm gonna have to sign off.